What's up, everybody? So I'm going to try to do this as fast as possible because I don't like doing long videos and they're very hard to watch, even mine. So this is on phrasing, and this is going to give you a couple ways to practice it. So one is to figure out the position. So if you're in G major, you know the B, A, B, E, B they're all your minor positions pentatonically. So if you take that in consideration and you play the same lick even in every position, you're creating movement. So now with that idea, now you eliminate every other one and put a different lick. Now you eliminate every two. Now you're creating phrasing. So this is a great tool to help you understand phrasing. So I would personally, if you're a beginner or intermediate, start out with the pentatonic positions in that key. Play a lot of repeated scale patterns like I just showed you. Then you mix the scale patterns. And then I ended with the original. This is how you're going to create phrasing. Playing different positions, moving up the neck and across the strings with different patterns. And how do you get to those patterns? You go back to the major scale, you learn all your positions. All the way up, and you learn all these patterns. Jimmy Page pattern. So that's the same pattern, one in major and one in the pentatonic. You can see they look different, but they sound the same. There's more notes, 5 being penta, and how many more notes are there? 2 in the major. So you're adding 2 notes all the way across. That's it. 7 notes across this whole neck in one key, 8 being the octave. So you're just adding a couple extra notes. But the advantage of that is it gives you more freedom in movement, whereas the pentatonic gives you the idea of separation. So this is a twofold exercise. So one is the first play in the positions and play the same licks, and then start eliminating the licks every other one and then every third one. So then you're playing different licks until you're playing different licks in every position. That gives you phrasing. So you got those spots already marked out for you. You just do different licks in each spot. That's going to help you with your positions. And the other part of this is once you learn your major scales and you learn all the patterns and stuff that you could put licks in, then you start looking at different ideas. Like if you're playing on a G, you have D, and then from D, you have A. So if you play D position, and then A, it creates those intervals. So I don't think of it in modes. I think of it per position based on resolve notes. So like, for example, to break this down for you, if I'm playing in, let's say, A, I know the A, the fifth is a D, and the fifth of a D is a B. So I might go A, E, B. So there's my song, and I might solo that way. So I use the resolve notes, the fifth, which is the perfect resolve. So why wouldn't you resolve position to position? That's the idea. Now listen, there's a lot of BS on YouTube and a lot of guitar players that shouldn't even be teaching. They don't have teaching degrees or went to school for it. I did. And I was actually a certified vocational teacher for the school board of West Palm at one time when I was young. But anyway, this is the idea based on how movement is created so that you can create solos that sound the same or tell a story. And the basic trick that sounds great. Now I can do a different lick going up. First lick. Now it sounds like I'm telling a story. Now let's say I get clever, I go every other position. Now I'm creating separation. See how that works? It's the thought process and how you can come up with your own ideas based on, and this is how I think, because I broke down the positions and resolve notes. Same thing if I'm just playing and I play on a G and I go up to an E. So G major. So here's where I land on an A and I go up to an E. It's an A chord. Solos to sound good. Don't listen chordal this, chordal that. Positions based off of the resolve note. That's the true way. If you want to make your solo sound incredible, start off basic. Pentatonic positions out of the major scale. I told you how to find them. If you're in G, E minor, G, A, B, C, D, E. 6 up, or E, F, G, 3 back is your major. From minor to major, is 3 back, from major to minor is 6 up. So, and then you can play a 1-4-5. 1, 4, G, C, D. Those are my major positions. E, A, B. 1-4-5 off the minor position. Create your minor Bach scales. E, B. E, A, B. A, B. Basic playing, just clean with a little bit of speed, and you can create some really cool solos. Again, it's not easy, and you have to put time into your craft. If it was easy to get 6-packs, or it was fast to get a 6-pack on your stomach, everybody at the beach would have one. So what good would it be? There's no admiration into somebody who actually put the time and effort, and admire somebody with a 6-pack. Why? Because they put the time and effort that was a lot of hard work and a lot of sacrificing, especially with the food. Same with guitar playing. You want to be a great guitar player and you're young, you're going to have to sacrifice hanging out with your friends. You're going to have to sacrifice going out to the bars. You're going to have to sacrifice a lot of stuff. Don't sacrifice your schoolwork. But you can make sacrifices and pick to choose what you want to do with what you have. Do you want to be a professional guitar player? Do you want to be a great guitar player or just a good guitar player? Those are the choices that are up to you. I'm just saying that there is a certain way to learn, and there are certain ways that you can actually advance yourself, and there's certain ways that you can make solo sound good. And what I'm showing you is 100% noodling with a basic parameters, with rules, so it's not chaotic. And even if you wanted to play outside the box, now basically you have in the pentatonic A, B, A, B. So you want to play outside the box? There's rules. You start inside the box, go outside the box, back into key. So, I played in key, went outside the box, and resolved back in key with one of the boxes of the minors. It's easy. You just have to remember it and then start applying yourself to be able to play like that. I did nothing shreddy, nothing hard, and maybe for a very basic beginner, but the idea is there. You learn all your scales, all your patterns, and you learn your boxes and your shapes. Now, when you learn the major part of it and you learn all of it, you can tie it together even more. So you're in, like I said, now you're tying it together with different stuff, and you can move it to any spot on the neck that you want. So again, I'm trying not to make this video long, but you have to take in consideration like some of the stuff that, like even Eddie Van Halen. We could talk about Eddie Van Halen for years. He was one of the greatest songwriters. Record after record, album after album, no filler songs. They were all incredible songs, except maybe Diver Down. But if you look at most of his records, 9 out of 10 songs were incredibly written. I don't know how he did that. Second, his lead playing was revolutionary. His sound, revolutionary. The products and the Frankenstrat he came up, the people like Nuno play, revolutionary. He didn't just inspire playing, he inspired inventing pedals. He inspired inventing amp heads, inventing guitars. That's why I said Nuno will never be an Eddie Van Halen. Ever. Ever. Nothing he does is revolutionary. And if you want to compare him to that just on a playing aspect, that's okay. But he doesn't write song after song after album like Eddie did, like a Meaden Street and Unchained. So This Is Love, you know. Even 1984, Hoffer Teacher, Jump, Panama. Then you have Drop Dead Legs, Top Jimmy, House of Pain. That's 6 songs right off the top of my head that were incredible songs off one album. Extreme, maybe 2 or 3 good songs per album. The first 2 albums were a lot better than the other ones. I think Extreme 3 sucked. That's my opinion, but you know, the thing is, he never revolutionized guitar. It was the same old licks, same old stuff. Same stuff I play, he plays, and now I do a couple of different things that he doesn't do, or he probably could do if you practice them, but that's besides the point. Eddie's playing and writing, and outside of the music part into the inventing part, he sacrificed a lot of time with his son. He sacrificed a lot of time with his marriages and relationships, and it took a toll on his health, I believe, because he had put so much time into everything. He was no rest, you know, and he was constantly in the studio. And they said, you know, I've been in the studio before. It was a dump. Cigarette ashes all over the floor. It was disgusting. It smelled like one of these dive bars, because he was in there chain smoking while he was writing 20 hours a day, no sleeping. But that's besides the point, you know. So the whole idea of this is you're gonna have to put time and effort into it. There's no easy way to play guitar. If it was that easy, everybody would be shredding. Everyone would be playing like Paul Gilbert or Jason Becker. If it's easy and no theories involved, you'd be writing Stairway to Heavens. It's not. That's why YouTube is a bunch of crock of crap with a lot of people who shouldn't even be on there. I see, you know, and what bothers me is, like, if I go on a channel, I watch some guy play, and I know that some of you on my channel play 10 times better. I haven't heard you, but I just know that I have people on my channel that play 10 times better than some of these other channels. And this guy has like 50,000 followers. How? And then I look at the comments. Oh, you're shredding that up, or you're doing this, or you're doing that, and it sounds amazing. It's like, are you people just being nice, or are you tone deaf to what he's actually playing? You know, like if I see someone playing pentatonics and they're just picking everything, that's not shredding to me, because he's just playing pentatonics. That sounds like crap to me. So like I'm baffled by some of the stuff behind it. I don't know if there's young kids watching it and they think that these guys are good, or what it is. You know, now I will tell you, YouTube is blocking me. My reels and everything have dropped dramatically. I'm so close to being monetized, but I want to tell YouTube, listen, don't pay me. Don't pay me a dime. I don't care if I have 1 million followers. Don't pay me a dime. But you're limiting the information that I'm trying to get out to people who need it, that would help people. You're discriminating against me so that you don't have to pay me, when all I care about is teaching people and getting the info out. My legacy is done. I'm not writing or going out on tour no more. I just want people to get the information, and as many people as I can to bring into the channel. You limit me. That's so horrible on all kinds of levels. If you don't want to pay people anymore and make YouTube a big business with the advertising, keep all the advertising money and stop monetizing the channels, and then you're done. And just let the content go wild, because you're actually creating a situation where people that want to learn can't get to my channel, because my channel isn't out there as much as other people, because you base it on views or something like this, or monetizing. And I know that's a fact, because I have a friend that's in the he's a sports agent, and he told me one of his people actually sued YouTube because they were limiting her views, and she won. So I know a fact that happens. But anyway, that's another besides the point issue. But that's why I tell you guys, spread the word. Tell your friends, tell everybody, watch the channel, subscribe to the channel, make it grow. Because I want everybody to learn how to do this kind of stuff, not just one person. Or I would just set up a shop and not teach. I would charge money for it. I don't care. I've already taught. I've done all that stuff. I want everybody to get all the information as much as possible and eliminate all the BS crap that people tell you. Oh, you don't need lessons. You don't need that. You don't need this. You don't need theory. And a lot of these guys who are teaching shouldn't be teaching, and they're the ones making the money off of the channels because they got monetized during the COVID because there was a big boom in it. But anyway, I hope you guys have a good weekend, and I hope this guys helps you with my thinking process on phrasing. This is my process. This is how I play and how I come up with what I do. Not just licks, but how I move my licks around and how I'm able to make it sound stepless is exactly what I just showed you. All right, have a good weekend.